And next, we're going to take you to Sderot, Israel. That's where France 24's international affairs editor Rob Parsons is reporting from. Rob, you are just across from the northern border with Gaza. Tell us what you can see from there.
That's correct. I don't know how much you can see behind me, but just over there where the smoke is Jabalia and Shijaiya, the two areas in the north of Gaza the Israelis have been striking hardest in recent weeks. The bombardment, whilst I've been here in this last hour, has been incessant. I've lost count. There have been dozens of strikes by Israeli aircraft. There's a constant pall of smoke over the city. There's been a drone overhead for the last half hour or so. I can only imagine what it's like for the people living in places like Shebalia. You know, it must be utterly terrifying. Every one of those bombs that lands presumably means dozens of people killed. And the same in the south of Gaza as well, around Khan Yunis, where the airstrikes, I imagine, are pretty much the same as they are here in the north, as the Israelis push in, putting their armor into Khan Yunis now, apparently in the heart of Khan Yunis. And they say getting closer and closer now to defeating Hamas, although Hamas denies that. But according to the Israelis, they feel that they're beginning to eat into the command structures of Hamas, although they haven't managed to capture any of the senior leaders, let alone Yahya Sinwar, the chief of Hamas in Gaza. But they say that they are capturing a fair number now. Just since the truce, they say 140 Hamas fighters have surrendered. But there's no doubt that the fighting is going on. Otherwise, the bombardment wouldn't be this intensive. So clearly there is a lot of resistance. And the Israelis are no doubt in a hurry because the international pressure on them is mounting. The word is that the American side is they should get this finished by the beginning of January at the latest. The Israelis say they need more time than that.
Right, because, Rob, we're continuing to see calls from across the globe for a ceasefire, an immediate ceasefire. But Israel is saying the war is going well for them, and Hamas is losing morale among its fighters as well. So how does this disconnect bode for peace talks?
Well, I think in the immediate term, the likelihood of more peace talks seems remote. That's what the Qataris are saying. Remember, they were instrumental in the last truce that was struck. They say they're continuing to try to mediate, but they're not getting anywhere. There is neither the willingness on the Israeli side nor apparently on the Hamas side at this moment for any sort of serious negotiations. Hamas is saying that they will only negotiate if Israel announces a ceasefire, that they will only release the hostages if the fighting stops. Israel clearly has no intention at this point in stopping its offensive. It wants to get the job done. It is absolutely determined to defeat Hamas militarily to ensure that it is never in a position to launch the sort of attack it launched on the 7th of October again. And they're clearly not there yet. There's still a lot more fighting to be gone through if they're going to achieve that end. So in the immediate term, the likelihood of any sort of truce, I would say, let alone a ceasefire, is remote.
Rob Parsons reporting for us from Sderot, Israel. Thank you so much, and stay safe.